Good morning, business leaders across the world. I'm sure you had a very good Sunday service. And this morning on Chuma Global Business Clinic, we shall be looking at the word leveraging. Of course, I know that some of us who had opportunity of studying finance in the university, both in the first, second, and third levels of education, especially in finance world, you must be very conversant with this concept of leveraging. And of course, I know that those who are doing business may equally be doing this in their businesses, but they may not actually know what it actually means. Or they may be doing it, but they're actually underutilizing it to its optimality. Now, this morning, we'll be looking at that word leveraging. We'll try to break it down to the simplest knowledge we can actually optimize the use of it in our business and in daily activities. So, leveraging in business actually means borrowing resources, other people's capital, existing assets, technologies, relationships, skills, strategic partnerships to achieve your business results that would be difficult or slower to achieve without your own resources alone, or with your own resources alone, rather. So, what it means in simple terms is that if you want to play big and you want to go outside the four walls of your shop to move and to play bigger in the marketplace, you cannot do it alone. And your own capital cannot achieve this milestone. And your own knowledge neither will achieve this milestone. So if you want to play big, there's no how you can do this with your own resources alone or with your own family circle alone. So you must employ the factors of resources, other people's capital, existing assets, technologies, skills. And that's why you actually see that you employ people. So when you employ people, you actually leveraging on their skills to scale up your production or your services. When you now deploy technology to simplify for the sake of efficiency, you're actually leveraging. When you see partnerships in businesses, you are leveraging. So, in all of these, all of those, it's important that you know the power of leveraging. So, you must, as a businessman, as a matter of exigency, to deploy, partner these or other people to make sure to ensure that you move or gain higher market share in the marketplace. So there are different types of leveraging. However, this morning we'll be looking at one of them, which financial leveraging, and this is the most common form. Now, what does it mean to financially leverage? It actually means that a business borrows money to finance an investment with expectation that investment will generate a return greater than the cost of the financing or the cost of the financing. So you actually try to, you know, get money either from your friend, from the bank or financial institution, or any other place you can actually, access fund. So you must indicate resources or funding to expand your business. So you cannot say that I want to be a multi-billionaire by only depending on your own resources alone. So it's important as a businessman that you must, seek for financing of a project. However, if you must do this, you have to be very tactical. That if I get money or I borrow money from any financial institution, the money will be tied to that particular project such that you will be able to recoup your capital and equally make profit. So at the end of it, you see that you've been able to expand, make more profits, then scale up, then make more revenue, and your people or people around you, your customers then will now you service your customer better. So leveraging is very key as a businessman. For example, in a real estate company, I want to, have a project that costs like 100, cost like maybe 300 million, but I have only 100 million naira. Now, what do I do? I can go to financial institution and get like 200 million to help me to expand my project. Let's assume that end of the day, being able to do the project and make a profit, say about 80 million. You see that if you have dependent on your 100 million naira, you will not be able to make that milestone of 80 million naira. However, it can equally be a cost if you do not carry out proper visibility study before undertaking the project. So before you go on leveraging or borrowing fund as a part of your financial equity, you cannot necessarily make money out of it. So in simple terms, leveraging is the key in business expansion. It is key in business growth. It is key in also profits growth. So you must, as a businessman, always seek for finance to expand your business, and by doing so, you are upscaling, you are expanding, and you are at the same time helping your business lifespan. So this morning, I encourage you the week that you can leverage by borrowing money either from a friend, financial institution, or anywhere, but make sure that the project you want to borrow that money is bankable, is profitable, that the level of risk tolerance is actually low, that the money you borrowed will not get lost in the business. So I thank you and I encourage you to leverage today by looking for source of fund to ensure that your business growth is guaranteed. Thank you. See you next time.